Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you didn't catch the last episode in this series, what I did there is I walked you through the power launch strategy. That's a listing launch plan that we use to stack showings, create urgency, and drive multiple offers, even in today's market, right? So today, I'm actually going to share the second part. It's a tactic that turns one of the toughest lead types in real estate, the for sale by owner, into warm inbound seller calls, right? Without cold calling, without door knocking. Now, this is a strategy that we've tested, tweaked, and now we're using every single week on the team. And it's simple, it's scalable, and tell you what, it gets results. And you know what? Here's the secret: it involves print. So let's jump in. And if you're committed to taking more listings, you will not want to miss this. Before we jump in though, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are always giving you the best, most relevant information on all things real estate. And here's the thing. You got to make sure you're sharing, commenting, and liking these videos. If you're getting any value from this, make sure you support the channel because that keeps us going and keeps us bringing in more resources. Keep an eye out for the new podcast episode that's coming out as well, where we are interviewing some of the top industry leaders in all of real estate. All right, so enough of that. Let's jump into the meat because that's what you're here for. All right, so let me tell you something real quick. And it changed really how we approach for sale by owners forever. Most agents approach for sale by owners the same tired way, dude. They call them, they pitch them, they get rejected, and then they move on. But there's something that most agents don't think about. These sellers I've found are not anti-agent, they're anti-BS. They've either had a bad experience or they're genuinely in the belief that they can do a better job themselves. And honestly, sometimes they can because the bar in the industry is pretty low. So instead of trying to sell a FSBO, we decided to educate them. Now, here's how it works. We created a 20-page marketing magazine that visually shows the seller exactly what it takes to sell at top dollar, the data, the strategy, the psychology, and all the marketing assets that we deploy, right? We don't lead with a pitch. We lead with value. We print these professionally, heavy gloss cover, thick stock, something that feels real, right? You could probably hear this. Something that doesn't scream template flyer. It looks like something they would pay to read. Okay, that's really important. And then we simply drop it off. We don't knock, don't ring the doorbell. We don't need to. We leave the magazine on the door with a sticky note, super simple, handwritten. It says, hey, thought this might be valuable as you go through the sales process. Let me know if you have any questions. Your local real estate pro, in this case, it'd be Isaac, right? And that's it. Low pressure, high impact though. And that creates curiosity. That's one of the main things that you have to realize about for sale by owners is that, again, they're not anti-agent. They just don't think that we know what we're doing. All right. So you want them to be curious. Now, here's where the real magic comes in. Inside this magazine are the answers to every pain point of for sale by owners go about to hit. There's a section about buyer psychology, how buyers shop, how they think, how marketing influences emotion. There's a section on exposure versus positioning. It explains why great homes don't sell without the right visibility strategy. Okay. And there's a visual breakdown of where buyers actually come from with the statistics that show over 14% of buyers are missed by the traditional for sale by owner marketing, right? I mean, I'll flip to that right here, right? The 14%. That's what we really talk about. We break this all down. Really, we started right on page 1. We actually even include sections where we break down supply and demand, emotional leverage, digital assets, and comparison of listing paths, right? For sale by owner versus full service marketing. And by the time they finish flipping through it, even if it's just like real quickly, they start realizing something. And this is important. They're not really selling a home. They're trying to run a full scale marketing campaign. Well, also answering the phone, scheduling showings, screening buyers, negotiating terms, managing emotions on both sides, coordinating paperwork, and avoiding lawsuits. That's when the calls start to come in. Sometimes it's like one that happened with one of our agents. Hey, I got your magazine. Really impressive stuff, right? I'm paraphrasing. Quick question. And then they jumped into questions and we were able to have a good conversation with them. I don't think that one turned into a listing, but they oftentimes do. Another time it was, hey, would you be open to talking to me about how this all works? That's all you really need, though, right? Because now you're not calling them, they're calling you. And when that conversation starts, you already have all the authority that you would desperately want in any kind of amazing script. There's some people on YouTube that teach some really good stuff. I mean, I'm telling you, like Ricky Carruth is awesome. And in Merlin, I think is his last name. I always forget how to pronounce it. Those guys are legit. Do not get me wrong. Problem is, I don't know that I'm as good as them. I don't know that I have as much practice on the scripting. I'd rather get an inbound phone, wouldn't you? Right, so those guys are amazing, and that's all I gotta say about that is that I'd prefer an inbound. Here's the thing, because they've seen what you offer before you have said a single word, that's important. And here's why this works better than any cold call script, because most for sale by owners are already skeptical, right? The minute you start selling yourself on the phone, their walls go up. But when you lead with value, they lean in. So here's how you can actually implement this. All right now. Number one, you got to print your magazine. If you're with us at LPT Realty, you can actually just have the version that they give us, right? Where it's pretty much a white labeled branded to you. All right. If not, you can build your own with Canva or a local designer. You got to keep it clean, keep it educational, and make it very visually attractive. Okay. Next is target high intent for sale by owners. Pull a list of for sale by owners in your area that have been live for 10 or more days, but haven't updated any photos. They haven't added open house details or made any pricing adjustments. These are the people that are likely frustrated sellers that are open to help, at least in our experience, right? Okay, now you got to map out your delivery days. All right, block out 1 to 2 hours each Monday or Tuesday to drive your area and drop off the materials. Bonus points if you text or call afterwards saying, "Hey, I just left you something. Check it out. Hope it helps." Right. Then, number four, you got to track the follow ups. Okay. Anyone who engages, calls, texts, scans QR codes, whatever it is, needs to be automatically tagged in your CRM as warm for sale by owner. Okay. Set up calls, follow up calls about 3 days out, even if they haven't responded. Okay. Because now you do have to make outbound calls at this point if nobody's responding. All right. Have your value script ready. If they call you, here's your line. Hey, I'm glad you actually reached out. My only goal was to make sure that you were equipped with the best possible marketing tools. Whether you work with an agent or not, I'm happy to answer questions. And if you ever want to explore a little bit more about how we'd handle it, I'm just a phone call away. That's it. Low pressure, no pitch, total authority. Now, if you want a copy of that exact marketing magazine and what we have in there, and it's fully designed and tested, go ahead and comment magazine below or shoot me a DM. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. And I'll actually send you a digital version to kind of swipe and look at. And if you want to access a private community of over 1,000 real estate pros using advanced lead gen tactics just like this and even better stuff, join the Real Estate CEOs Facebook group, comment, let me in below, and I'll personally invite you. It's 100% free. We share scripts, strategies, and tools every single week in our mastermind. And this is next level of prospecting doesn't require more rejection. Okay. It requires smarter positioning. In the next video, which is going to be part 3 in our series, I'll show you how we turn our listing presentation into a seller conversion machine and how we use a printed strategy map to win listings in less than 30 minutes. All right. So make sure you're subscribed and I'll see you there. Let's go dominate.